ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Brick in the Mole. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back here at the mall where things are going pretty darn well indeed. We're sitting on $191,180. The customers seem to be relatively happy. We're on day 249. Yesterday we made $38,692, which is the highest amount of money we have made in a considerable amount of time. So progress is being made. We are making more and more money as time goes by, and that's making me very, very happy indeed. So today, I would like to put a bit of a focus in filling up these 3 stores just here, and then doing just a little bit of general housekeeping to see how things end up going. Because I feel like today, and I wasn't going to say this at the start of the video, I was going to say it at the end, but I feel like today is going to be the final episode of Another Brick in the Mole, because, as I mentioned in the previous couple of episodes, I think there have been some updates, and I would like to check those out at some point. I'm not going to jump into a Let's Play immediately after this one. I have some other games I'd like to play, but Another Brick in the Mole will return in time. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to work and see just how much money we can make before we wrap things up with Another Brick in the Mole. So this store here, I'm not really sure what it needs to be. If we look at needs, fast food is done. We have sorted fast food. Movies, interestingly, there is more demand for movies than we're meeting, which, I mean, looking at mall movies, do we only ever have one guy working the tills in there? Because we might want to change that up a little bit. Where's mole movies? It's in here somewhere. Mole movies. Yeah. We only have one cashier in here. Let's get another one. I don't know why we have 2 cashier desk things when we only have 1 cashier. But we're gonna have mole movies open at noon, and I'm gonna have it close at 4 in the morning. I think that'll be fair enough. So we'll get another cashier. We'll go for you there, and you're going to come in and start at what time? At 8 o'clock. That's fine. We'll get you as well, and you can also start at 8 o'clock. So this should mean that we can get more people into the movies, more people experiencing the movies, and generally having a good old time in there. And that'll hopefully deal with some of the demand that we have for people that want to go and see a movie. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully, it'll go pretty darn well indeed. Now, let me go back and have a look at needs and see what else we have here. Liquor is almost there. We're getting there with it. Soda's fine. Candy, I don't worry about. Fresh meat's a bit of a problem. We could get a butcher. We could absolutely get somewhere that sells fresh meat. There is actually big demand for fresh meat. If we look here at tier 3, 101 is the demand for fresh meat. Let's go for that. Let's get some fresh meat in here and see what we can do about it. So we'll go to build, we'll go to objects, and we'll get ourselves the checkout counter. And I'm thinking we're going to do this in a very similar way to what we did with the drinkery, in that we'll have the counters sort of like that. And we'll see if we can get away with 3 of them for the time being. I don't think I want to go for 4 of them just yet. And what we'll do is we'll get a bunch of freezers just over here like this. And we'll leave a bit of a gap there. Get a couple of freezers done there as well. And we'll throw just a few more sort of in like this. We'll leave a gap like that instead. So we have that little gap in the middle, and we can get a couple of freezers there as well. So that, honestly, is going to be more than enough freezers, I think. We'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead, and we can't actually assign those to have anything in them until we set this to be a store. So that's fine. Store 14. If we look for store 14 in here, it's right there. And we're going to call this, oh, I know what we're going to call this. Chief Beefs. That's what it's gonna be. Chief Beef is what we'll call it. Chief Beef. Right. So we got Chief Beef. We do need to assign storage to Chief Beef, which is gonna be done there. And it's gonna open at 8 in the morning, and I think honestly it can close at midnight as well. I know it's a little bit unnecessary, but with the demand that there is for fresh meat, I think we're going to need a store that's open for 16 hours. So we're going to get our 3 cashiers. We'll go for you. We'll go for... Let's see, we'll go for you. And we'll go for you. Then we'll get our stock clerk. That's going to be... Let's see, anyone good at these? Pretty good at it, so that's fine. Then I'm going to change the time that the store opens to be 4 in the afternoon. Just for a second, don't worry. And then we're going to hire ourselves another cashier, which is going to be you. We're going to hire you, and we're going to hire you as well. And then we're going to get ourselves the stock clerk, and it's going to be you. And you'll notice they're all set to start at 4 in the afternoon, which means I can then go back and change the store to open at 8 in the morning, and all the times are set. So, this is pretty good. I'm actually going to hire one more stock clerk to come in at midnight. So we have 24/7 stocking going on here, which is maybe not the best thing considering it's fresh meat that we're selling. And, you know, you don't want to leave that stuff sitting out for too long, but we'll see how this goes. We'll get all the fresh meats in here. And we can also get some fresh fish in here as well. And we'll see how exactly that goes. That might help deal with some of the demand that we have for fresh fish. Although I didn't really notice that there was any demand for it, but whatever, it's totally fine. A bit more fresh meat just there. And just there as well. And then we'll do some fish in these back ones. I think that'll be okay. I'll tell you what though, the smell, I'm not a big fan of fish. I'm not big on fish. I got a fish bone stuck in my throat once and it was just it was miserable. But I don't know. I don't do fish. Not a fan, really. Really not a fan. So we have a stock clerk coming in here soon, I hope. Anyone gonna... There we go. I'm gonna finally get this place stocked up a little bit. It's gonna be a while before it is properly stocked up, though. And it's interesting to know that no one's actually coming in. Oh, there we go. There's people coming in for some meat. That's what I want to see. So hopefully we're going to see this place get real busy real quick. We are probably going to need to expand the number of cashiers that we have, but we'll not worry about that just yet. So what else do we need? We're dealing with meat. Sliced bread isn't great. Detergents, interestingly, isn't great. Cosmetics. We could go cosmetics. Let's get a cosmetics place. Let's absolutely get a cosmetics place. So assign this to be a store. And, I don't know, what am I going to call it? Store 15. We have a place called Boots in the UK. It's a chemist and cosmetics place. We have Super Drug, which is a very similar place. Super Pug. Super Pug. Not a great name, let's be honest. But it'll do the job. So, where do we put... I assume we put cosmetics on, yeah, regular shelves. Let's get some checkout counters. We'll get a couple of them. We'll get one there and one there. And we'll get one there and one there. Then all the products can just go in the middle. And we'll see how that goes. I'm not really convinced this is the best layout, but, you know, it'll do the job. So we'll leave some gaps just like that. And we'll just do sort of rows like this. We'll make it a very open feeling store. Oh, for God's sake, I didn't want that there. That's not exactly what I was going for, but apparently it's what I'm going for. Oh, no, don't put that there. Apparently this is the layout we're going for now. This wasn't necessarily planned, but I guess it'll do the job. So the products we're going to want in here are going to be health and beauty and cosmetics. We can throw some other stuff in here as well, but I think primarily going cosmetics is going to be good since that is, again, something we don't have any tier 3 supply for. So this is cosmetics and cosmetics. And what else can we put in here then? So, like I said, I want it to be mostly cosmetics to get that tier 3 stuff, but I guess soap and shampoo and all that kind of stuff could be useful in here as well. But we're going primarily for, you know, I assume makeup and the hair dyes and all that stuff. I wouldn't really know about most of that stuff, to be honest. Not really my area of expertise. Makeup and, Well, hair dye, okay, hair dye I know a lot about. I've dyed my hair a lot. I haven't, admittedly, I dyed it about a month ago to get it all back to my natural color. But I've had my hair so many different colors. I've had my hair, it was black for years because, well, there was that emo phase. It was black for years. It was brown. It's been blonde. It's been ginger. It's been proper red. It's been blue. It's been blue-black. It's been almost white. It's been almost silver. It's been yellow. That was embarrassing. That was when that was my first attempt at getting it to go white/silver. It instead went yellow. Yeah, not one of my proudest moments. My hair's been a lot of colors. Basically, that's what I'm getting at. Let's go ahead and hire some cashiers for this place and see what we can do. No one's particularly good, so we'll go for you. We'll go for you. We'll get you. And we'll get, no one's really good. You'll do. So we've got the 4 cashiers. We're going to need a stock clerk to come in. And that'll be fine. So you're going to start at 8. I'd really rather you didn't. I'm going to get you to start at, I'm going to get you to start at 4. Then we'll change the opening time of the shop again to be 4 in the afternoon. And we'll get 4 more cashiers. So you, sir, and you, sir, and you're not very good, sir. So you, ma'am, and I guess you'll do, sir. And we'll get ourselves another stock clerk as well. So we'll see how that goes. We'll change the shop back to open at 8 in the morning. And Super Pug is pretty much ready to go. The meats place looks like it's doing a fantastic job over here. Let's get some floor tiles done and see if we can make it look a little bit nicer. We'll go for some wood in that area. And I think we'll go for some tiles just over here. Actually, let's just do tiles in the whole place. And for Super Pug, I'm thinking we're going to go for... Let's see. We'll go for like some green floor tiles in there. So something a bit like that. It's not actually showing up green because of the overlay, but you get the idea. It might as well be green. I'm also going to put some wood floors down just there and there. And hopefully Super Pug, hopefully it's going to do some good stuff. I realize I haven't assigned a storage area for it. My bad. There we go. Right, so Super Pug is now ready to go. This is going to be good. We're going to get some stock in there. No one's going to be working in there tonight, but that's okay. How are we looking for money? Oh, it took a drop. Oh, no. No, my old heart. Oh, that's not good. Why did it get to... Wow, no. No, don't do that to me. It's dropping so much. Are we making... This Chief Beef's making a little bit of money. It's not making much. Are we dealing with that fresh meat demand? We are. We are dealing with the fresh meat demand. Okay. Cosmetics, we're going to deal with that. Drugs, we need a chemist. We totally need a chemist. We should absolutely get a chemist. Let's get a drugstore. Let's get a drugstore over here. So we'll assign this place like so. And we'll go to objects, of course. I think the floor in here can just be wood. I think that'll be nice. Just a nice wooden floor in the drugstore. So we'll go for that. We're going to want some objects. We're going to want some regular shelves. I think that's what I put my drugs on. Yes, it is. But we'll get the checkout counters first. Or rather, we'll throw the checkout counters over here this time. Although that can technically queue out the door there, which is a little bit silly. We'll just put them over here instead. Although that can technically... Oh, forget it. We're going over there with them. So we'll get 3 checkout counters there. And we'll get a bunch of shelves with a bunch of drugs on them. Because that's what we do. That's what we sell. Just a bunch of drugs. Just drugs, drugs, drugs. Nothing but drugs. So we'll sort of do things this way, I think. Oh, I could totally, like, feed people around there, which I kind of like the idea of doing. Sure, we'll do that. That'll be fine. So this is... I don't know what it's going to be called, but we want to go to health and beauty, and we want drugs. Drugs, drugs, drugs everywhere. so that we can keep people healthy, because these are good drugs. There's good drugs, there's bad drugs. And the good drugs, you get prescribed, you take your course of medicine, and you're like, yo, I'm alright. And bad drugs, well, we'll get into those. We'll avoid talking about that. It's another brick in the mall video. That's actually hard. It's another brick in the mall. Ooh. Try saying that fast. It's another brick in the mall video. That, you'll struggle with that a little bit. Probably. You might not. You might be a wordsmith. I know I'm not, though. Right, so these are the last 4 things here. I'm going to go for first aid, since we don't actually sell much of that around here, and it does seem like it would make sense to go for first aid in the drugstore. So there we go. We got all that stuff in. Let's go to manage, and this is going to be, I don't know. Good drugs. Sure, good name. Good name for a store. We got the good drugs. So, let's get some cashiers. We'll go for you. We'll go for you. We'll go for you. And then we need a stock clerk. You. That's fine. Stock clerk, you are going to begin at 4 in the morning. Then again, we're going to change the opening hours of the shop to be at 4 in the afternoon. We'll go to staff, and we'll get ourselves you, and you, and you, with another stock clerk like you. Beautiful. That'll do the job. So what we need to do now is change it back to 8 in the morning that we open. And if we look at cashiers, we are golden. Right. This is good. Interestingly, this place is not stocked up very well at all, though. Bit of an issue. I think I'm going to go to build. I'm going to get a staff door there just so it's a little easier for those places to be stocked up. Which makes me think we probably want to do the same. Not there, down here. So we probably want to get a staff door. Well, we don't actually need one there, so that's fine. So we'll get these places stocked up. We're hopefully going to be making money. Money did go back up yesterday, which is beautiful news. Let me have a look at some of these complaints and see what's up with people. Like, I want to, when the complaints come back in, I want to see what the problems are. Because I don't actually know what they are right now, and I would, I'd quite like to know. I'd quite like to know why they're complaining. Because there better be good reason. Because if there isn't, we can kick them out. That would be nice. I mean, there's literally no reason to kick people out of the mall. Because the game doesn't simulate people causing trouble or anything. But it would be nice to have the option. I don't remember what game it was. I think it might have been one of the Roller Coaster Tycoon games. It might have been. I don't remember. But I remember some game. Oh, it was Theme Hospital. You could just pick, you could pick up your doctors and your staff and move them around as you wanted to. But I feel like one of the Roller Coaster Tycoon games let you pick up park customers and just like throw them wherever you wanted to throw them. I don't remember what game that was, but there was a game. I realized Good Drugs doesn't actually have a storage area assigned to it. My bad. There we go. So we'll get that place up and running, hopefully fairly soon. Obviously, we're not going to have any cashiers coming in today, but that will actually let us go ahead and stock up some of the shelves, which will be lovely to do. There we go. So we're slowly getting the drugs in here. This place seems to be doing okay for itself. I want to see if it's making money. Super Pug is making some profits. Chief Beef has pretty much plateaued in terms of how much money it makes per day, which is really interesting. Right, let's see what these complaints are. So, Mobile's queues are full and Chief Beef queues are full. Really? Now that is interesting. Noder King queues are full. That is to be expected, really. Yeah, I did not expect the queues in here to fill up. This place seems to be doing some business, which is great news. Very happy to see that. So, that's 3 more stores open. Oh man, that makes me really happy to see. I'm really happy to see that we've got, you know, we actually have like, what, 60% satisfaction for the customers. Only 4% are not coming back tomorrow. That's a weird stat. Like, if you think about it, that is a weird stat. You know, it's like, hey, we went to the mall today, we'll go back tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. But if they're slow any one of those days, we'll never go back, even though it's literally our daily routine. That's a weird statistic. Money is bouncing all over the place at the moment. Our gross profit is ridiculous, though. 83,000. Not bad, and we still not beat. Like, our highest amount of money in one day was 45,000. We've still not beat that. And I really wish we could. I really want to get there and, you know, knock it out of the park and make all that money, but we're just not getting there. Mobiles is still an issue. Nerder King's still an issue. We have nearly $300,000, so I mean, if I wanted to, I could absolutely expand mobiles even more. And honestly, that's so tempting. It really is so tempting to try and expand mobiles. Like, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous thing, but it's tempting. I imagine mobiles isn't selling as much meat as it might have once done, because we have that tier 3 store now. But I guess we'll have a look at, let's have a look at needs and see what's up. So drugs, we're getting there. Let's see. So if we look at liquor, again, slowly getting there. If we look at fresh meat, we're getting there, which is good. We're definitely getting there with these things. What's the worst? So fridges. There's apparently demand for more fridges and drying machines and women's lingerie, for example. Even though, are we not selling women's lingerie in a store with over 50% of women's lingerie? I could swear. What's frilly things then? Oh, it's got like, what's the main product in frilly things? Hold up. Frilly stuff, rather. Main product is shoes. Oh, well, we're going to change that. Women's lingerie. And women's lingerie. So that should mean that we're not selling women's lingerie. Why did they bin the shoes? That's a weird way to do things. Oh, you don't want these shoes? All right, in the bag. That's a weird way to do things. I kind of want to see if we can get like what is this? That's jewelry. Oh, we should get a jewelry store. We should totally get a jewelry store. Oh, that's totally a thing we can do. Is there demand for it though? Like, that's the big question. So we're not meeting movie demand either, which kind of annoys me. If we look at, let's see, clothing, oh my god. Yeah, so people want a jewelry store. People want more shoes. People want more shoes. So we need a few clothing stores. I think we're going to give this a shot. So how many different types of clothing are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Well, lingerie is being dealt with, which is fine. We're getting tier 2 on everything except jewelry. So, we need 10 because we're dealing with lingerie down here. We need 10 new stores if we want to do tier 3 clothing. So if we go to build for a second and we go to foundations, what length is this? This is 93. So 93 divide 10 is obviously 9.3. So if we do stores that are 9 across, we're going to have a little bit left at the end. But if we do 9, so if we go 90, if we go 90 this way, you know, 90 by 17, $306,000. But that can be divided up quite nicely. No, you know what? Let's do 9 by 17. So we'll get one. Let me pause this for a second. 9 by 17 right there. And this should be 8 by 17, I think. So 8 by 17, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 7, right? So we want to do 8 by 17 here, and we'll go for 4 new stores here. They're going to be quite small stores, unfortunately, but we're going to have to deal with that. So we'll get rid of those bits in the middle. In fact, just get rid of all that construction along the front there. Let me go to objects. So if we go to objects here, we're going to go for regular doors in the middle, just like this. Now, these stores are going to be a little tricky to fully staff, I reckon. Because we are going to have to, no, not staff, but fully, it's going to be difficult to get them to work properly. Because we're going to have fairly small stores for some tier 3 stuff. And that doesn't always work out all that well. But I like the idea of having, you know, 10 different clothing stores solely for one product. If that's going to be how we get the tier 3 stuff in here, that's fine by me. I'd also really like them to get rid of this tree because it's not letting me put a door there right now. You know, if they wouldn't mind. Tree, there we go. So there we go. That is 4 new stores. We're going to need, what are we going to go for? We'll do this in order. So men's shoes, women's shoes, jewelry. So where do we put shoes on shelves, I think? I'm pretty sure, yeah, men's shoes, women's shoes, jewelry. So let's do basically like a corridor here with all this stuff going down it. So that's going to be where all the shoes are going to be. The checkout counters, I want them like that. So it's a little packed in there, but that'll be fine. Then we're going to do pretty much the same layout for all of these. So men's shoes, followed by women's shoes, all the way up to there. And then followed by jewelry, which goes in these tables. So this is going to be a proper big jewelry store. But I hope this works. I hope we get a lot of sales from this. This is going to be a fairly expensive investment. But that's okay. Jewelry is then followed by t-shirts, pants, dresses. So we'll do t-shirts and then we'll get into pants, dresses, and the rest of it later on. So t-shirts are all going into that shop. And I think we're going to do some basic opening hours for these. These are going to be open from like 9 till 5 or from 8 until 4 or something. We'll do one shift to just get them open and get them working. And then we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and assign these. So men's shoes, women's shoes, jewelry, and t-shirts. Okay. We have a lot of work to do here. Store 35. Let's see. Shoes. Shoes for him is what we'll go for. And then shoes for her because we're fancy like that. Then we got the jewelry store. So we'll go for jewels and more. No, we'll not go for jewels and more. I don't know. The diamonds are forever because why not? Diamonds are forever, and then we'll go for T-shirt City or something like that. So T-shirt City, which I'm pretty sure is a place in a town not that far from me. So we'll assign storage to all of these, which is going to be mall storage 2L, which is fine. So shoes for her, and then shoes for him is going to go there as well. So they all have storage space, which is beautiful. They all need products, though. So this is the bit that's going to take a while. Okay, these stores are pretty much ready to open at this point, which is great news. The stock clerks haven't arrived for work, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. But I've decided they are actually going to be open not 24 hours, good lord, from 8 until midnight. So they're open 16 hours. We have got people coming into work at the moment, but the stock clerks aren't here, so these shops are not going to be doing much. They're really not going to be doing much. We'll see what happens with them, though. While we're waiting to see, I would like to pop in here for a second, because we could get some fountains, which I think would be nice. We can't really rotate them, and we can't place oak trees either, unfortunately. Can't place the shrubs. What else? What could we do? We could do water dispenser. We have some plants. Let's get some plants in here and see how this end of the mall ends up looking with some plants. I don't think we have benches. No, we don't. Which is a bit of a shame, but we'll deal with it. I'm also pretty sure that at about 4 p.m., more stock clerks are going to come into these stores. So we'll see how that ends up going. I'm also thinking if we go to build and go to floor tiles, I wanted to... Wait, why did they close? Oh, I didn't set them to stay open, did I? We have staff coming in, but I didn't set half of them to stay open properly. So this one's open for 16 hours, this one's open for 16 hours, and this one's open for 16 hours. There we go. So we'll see how that goes. Whilst we're waiting for that all to get done properly, we can go ahead and do some little borders like I'm doing here with the wood. And then we'll put, I think we'll go for some nice carpet right in the middle like this. Just to make them look fancy, because they're clothing stores and jewelry stores and all that stuff. So we'll go for that to make it look kind of interesting. We should have some stock coming in, which is going to be beautiful. Obviously, the stock clerks actually have a bit of a distance to go to fully stock this place. So I don't expect that these places are going to be up and running perfectly anytime soon, but we will certainly see how things go. It's definitely nice that we have actually got, you know, 4 tier 3 stores in here immediately. Quite happy about this. Quite curious to see how it ends up working as well. Definitely curious. And we should, like I said, we should have stock clerks coming in at around 4 a.m. to get these places more stocked up than they currently are. So, whilst we're waiting on that going ahead, let's go back to build. Let's go to foundations. We'll pause the game while I do this. So it was 8 by 17. So we'll get a few of these done. So 8 by 17 and 8 by 17. Can I afford to get all of these in? I might be able to. I'm pretty sure I could. So 8 by 17 and 8 by 17. We'll go for that. I think we need what? Well, that's 9. We're gonna have 9 in total here, which is okay by me. Let me just remove all of that bit of construction and let me go to objects and doors. So we just want the regular old doors at the front of this place. Just like so. And that looks all right to me. So we're gonna get that constructed. We're gonna get more stores in there. And we're gonna have this giant corridor here of clothing stores. And I think that's okay. I think that's okay. We have a lot of complaints coming in. I'm going to clear those and see what the new complaints coming in are going to be. No point going back and looking at old complaints because we don't know if they're still relevant anymore. One of them could have been squalor, and I don't know if the place is filthy anymore. There's definitely some patches of dirt here and there, but for the most part, it looks relatively clean, so I'm not too worried. These places are slowly getting stocked up, which is good. It's definitely taken a bit of time, which, I mean, it will, considering the stock clerks have to cross the corridor and have a bit of a distance to go. So I think what I'm going to do is I might get a stock clerk to come in at midnight and leave at 8. But I don't know if we'd need that. I think give it a day or two and we'll see these places fully stocked. Unless they become super, super busy, in which case we might run into some issues, but we'll hope for the best. And we'll hold off and we'll see how things go. Oh wow, these places are done already. Not bad. So, if t-shirts were the next things, pants, dresses, shirts, jackets, coats. And then underwear. So pants and dresses are the next ones. So let's go back to build and let's get this job done. Let's get the checkout counters in here first, so that we don't need to do those later. So just like that. So the next one is gonna be pants and then dresses. Oh my god, I just noticed the money. 46,000. It hit 46 there. What is this nonsense? 48, 49. We just hit 47,378 in a day. That That's a new high. Oh my god. Well, doesn't that make things interesting? Okay. That is promising. Okay, well, I was in the middle of getting these shops done, so if you don't mind, I'm still doing a thing here that I don't think you want to watch. So bear with me. Okay, all of the products have been set to where they need to be, the stores have been named, and the staff have been hired. We have mi pantalones, we have dress for the occasion, we have store 41, which sells shirts, which we're going to rename to Shirt Yourself. We have Jack's jackets, we have his delicates, and Carl's coats. Now his delicates opens at 8 and closes at midnight. I did that right, didn't I? Yes. Carl's coats is going to open at 8 in the morning and close at midnight as well. Jack's jackets opens at 8 in the morning, closes at midnight. Shirt Yourself, similar story, dress for the occasion, and mi pantalones. So they all open at 8 and close at midnight. So hopefully we are going to see some good stuff come out of this. I'm also going to be really lazy with the way I do the flooring in here this time. I'm just going to cover the whole thing and then spend a bit more money to put the red carpets in there. So this is Clothing Row at this point. We have a bunch of clothing stores, and that makes me really happy. We're also consistently making above $45,000, so yeah, I am quite pleased about this whole thing right now. I'm definitely keen to see if we can, you know, get a lot of people buying clothes here. I'm curious. I'm really, really curious, and I'm really, really happy with this situation here. Now, there's obviously a lot of complaints down there at the bottom. I'm not going to worry too much about those. Again, because it's so long since they came through that I don't actually know what those complaints were. Oh boy, it is taking some time for some of these guys to actually pick up the things that they need to stock these shelves. Like this place only has one jacket in there right now. I might build another little storage area here at this side so it's a bit easier for them. That wouldn't be a dreadful idea, I don't think. So let's go to foundations. And let's get us a new storage area here. So something like that. We're going to need to get ourselves a staff door. Now, obviously, we will have a bit of an issue with this in the sense that, obviously, the delivery guys are going to have to come through with this stuff. But when they do, I feel like this is going to be a pretty good idea. We can reassign storage at some point. And not all of them. I think just maybe these guys in the end could have their storage moved to somewhere else. We'll see. We'll see how things go. But, I mean, thus far, definitely seeing a decent number of customers in here, which makes me incredibly happy. We have a complaint coming in that there's not enough restrooms, which is interesting because we do have some restrooms down here, but I guess technically speaking, that's the only, you know, space for toilets in the entire mall. So it's kind of understandable that there are some complaints. Tell you what though, it's really nice seeing this side of the mall so busy. It really, really is. Let's go to assign and let's go to storage. And storage 45, I think we're just going to call north, or what did we go? Mall storage, mall. It was M. Oh, we did MC. It was maintenance center. Mall storage. I guess. Extra, I guess. We'll go with mall storage extra because I don't know if we're going to need more of these. So if we go to Carl's coats, we'll reassign storage to mall storage extra. His delicates can also have mall storage extra, and I think Jack's jackets is probably worth doing there as well. Possibly. We'll try it. We'll give it a shot. And we'll see how that goes. Because this is still a... You know, we want to make sure these stores can have decent stock. Also, we're very close to 50,000 there. Good lord. We might do it, we might not. We'll see. Nerder King had some full queues. Restrooms still a problem. Mega Dillon's had some full queues, and McDillon's had full queues as well. Definitely not ideal. Definitely going to need more bathrooms in here. I just don't know where to put them. I really don't know where to put them. Actually, yes, I do. Let's go and do some building and remove the walls and objects there and the walls and objects there. And then let me build some walls there and there. And there and there. Not that one in the middle. Then I want to put some standard doors in those middle bits. And these are going to be some bathrooms done here. I know they're way out of the way, but we're going to do some bathrooms done here. So we'll get the cubicles just there. And we'll get the cubicles just there as well. And then we'll get some sinks. We could put some urinals in here. We could do some paper dispensers, but we're just going to do sinks. We're going to go for the most basic style toilets we can get. And we're going to hope this makes people a little bit happier. It is, like I said, out of the way, but we'll see how it goes. So there's restroom 46 and restroom 47. And those aren't in staff areas either, so we'll see how that goes. Although, speaking of staff areas, I would like to get some flooring done in here. I think we'll just go for wood. So wood all the way up to there. And like that. We'll get some floor tiles in those little bits. And we'll go for some floor tiles in the bathrooms as well. So there we go. That'll hopefully make people a little bit happier. Mobiles queues are still full, which honestly doesn't surprise me in the slightest. That place is just ridiculous. Up here, definitely seeing some business. We're definitely seeing some business up here. Interesting that you are just standing around. Actually, I'm noticing that's happening a lot. These guys are still dealing with customers even though they shouldn't be. I guess, I don't know what way that works. They finish at 4. They technically finish at 4, but don't leave until 5. It's all good. We seem to be doing a good job up here in terms of, you know, actually keeping customers happy. I'm not really seeing all that many queues that are full up this way. Mobiles, obviously. Nerder King, obviously. McDillon's, obviously. And Mega Dillon's as well. But the fast food places are always going to be super busy. Watering hole still having complaints, which is not making me all that happy. I'll be honest. Also, does this place ever open? I don't even know what that's called. I'll be honest. I mean, that's Bowling Alley 3 does not make money. That's to be expected. That's still store 4. That's store 5. We'll name those at some point. Nerd Phone Store makes money. What is the name of that place, though? Camera Shop makes money. Oh, it was Worst Buy, wasn't it? So Worst Buy does open. It just doesn't stay open for long, which is fair enough. How much money did we make yesterday? A little bit less, 45,000, but that's okay. That's totally okay by me. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I think we've done some good work. We're making a lot of money right now. Obviously, I could draw this out for another couple of episodes, but I don't really want to. I don't feel like drawing this out unnecessarily. I feel like we've put a pretty good dent in what's possible in Another Brick in the Mall. And I will bring this back in a couple of weeks, a month or two, when there's been a couple of updates and there's a couple of new features in the game. I will absolutely return to this game. But this is our mall. Mobiles is obviously this horrendous growth on the back of it. But the mall is working. It's working. Customers are relatively happy. We're getting tier 3 sales of all different types of clothing. When I do eventually return to this game, I think what I might strive to do is get a store that can sell everything at a tier 3 level. I think that would be a fun challenge. So if we kind of take this approach of, you know, having the individual stores for all the different types of clothing, we'd have all the different types of food, all the different types of cosmetics, health and beauty, everything would have its own type of store. We might do that when we return, but until then, thank you kindly for watching. This has been Another Brick in the Mall, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!